Just ahead on CTV News, County Council Chair Jolene Ivey shares why she dropped out of the county executive race. Plus, the County Council pushing to help federal workers with their mortgages. And Prince George's police share new details in a 1979 cold case. Those stories and more on CTV News starting now. Good evening. This is CTV News for March 18th. I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. County Council Chair Jolene Ivey has shed some light on why she suspended her campaign for county executive last month. Weeks before the primary election and after many early votes had been cast, Ivey announced she would suspend her campaign in February. Now, Ivey says that was due to multiple health concerns. In a statement, Ivey said she still doesn't have a clear understanding of the situation, which she first thought was the result of a busy schedule and lack of rest. Our thoughts and prayers are with Ivey and her family as she waits for answers. And in a move to support Maryland's federal employees, the County Council has passed a resolution urging the governor to impose a residential mortgage foreclosure moratorium for those impacted by financial hardships. The resolution highlights the ongoing challenges faced by federal employees and calls for immediate action to protect them from the threat of home foreclosure during times of crisis. This resolution aims to provide much-needed relief and ensure that federal workers have a safety net during difficult financial periods.
What we experienced when we had the extended federal furlough and even during COVID-19 experience, we ran into some very serious challenges about our housing stock. Individuals who were in homes, could they pay their mortgages and everything? So we're just trying to be proactive and get in front of it before it starts happening.
And the council says it hopes that the governor will take swift action on this matter. And Annapolis lawmakers had a productive day Monday, passing hundreds of bills out of their original chambers, racing to beat the crossover day deadline. That's the day all bills have to cross to the opposite chamber if they want to pass this session. Some of those bills that will live another day include two protecting undocumented residents from increased immigration enforcement. Another will give tenants facing eviction a 10-day grace period to collect their belongings. And a parole reform bill is heading from the House to the Senate. These bills still have a long way to go before becoming law when this session ends in 3 weeks. And Governor Wes Moore isn't too keen on two bills that would use taxes to raise funds for the budget. Moore said Monday he wouldn't sign into law a business-to-business sales tax or a tax on sweetened drinks if the bills ended up on his desk. Moore said the tax on services between businesses didn't align with his goals of making the state more business-friendly, and a proposed 2-cent per ounce tax on sugary drinks wouldn't ease the pinch Marylanders are already feeling at the grocery store. Moore administration officials did say the governor could be open to the business tax if it was expanded to include services consumers pay for. And Governor Wes Moore announces a new partnership that will help match former federal workers with state and local government jobs. Work for America is a nonprofit organization that helps state and local governments recruit public servants. This is the latest effort in Governor Moore's push to address residents' uncertainty over federal actions that have put government jobs in danger. Maryland is Work for America's first spotlight state, which means it will prioritize the state's workforce as a strong option for vetted, capable candidates. And on the business front, U.S. shoppers increased their spending last month by just a bit, signaling that Americans are shopping more cautiously as concerns about the economy grow. Retail sales in February were up 0.2% after dropping 1.2% in January. Sales at grocery stores, home and garden stores, and online retailers were up, while sales fell at auto dealers, restaurants, and electronics stores. Some economists expect consumer spending to grow no higher than 1.5% during the first 3 months of this year, far below the 4.2% gain in the final quarter of last year. And scams targeting county residents are on the rise, as many residents have been receiving messages demanding payment for outstanding warrants. Some residents have even been robbed of thousands of dollars. CTV News sat down with Prince George's County Sheriff John Carr to discuss the rising trend and how to protect yourself from similar schemes.
And we're starting to see that, individuals are just taking advantage of people in this time of need. And we at no time would ever ask for finances or money to satisfy a warrant or any civil obligations through the courts.
And you can visit the Prince George's County Sheriff's Office website on your screen to verify the legitimacy of any warrant issued to a county resident. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Mariah Jalad. Still to come.
The Prince George's County School District is honoring its community partners today. I'm Katara Jones. I'll introduce you to some of those organizations and what they do coming up with CTV News.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
I look nice, don't I?
I see you.
Yeah.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Oh, man, that's the best one yet.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one.
High school.
Hey, Dad. Do you want to talk about what happened earlier?
Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age. Some others don't.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy, it's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax, it always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Teachers are dynamic leaders shaping a new generation, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. A Bowie man is in custody after a fight at Arundel Mills Mall ended in gunfire this past weekend. 22-year-old Jodian Lorenz Gordon has been accused of firing a single round into the floor of a Dave & Buster's following a physical altercation inside of the establishment. Luckily, no injuries have been reported from the incident. However, Gordon now faces 6 misdemeanor charges along with felony first-degree assault. Police are still investigating whether the shot was fired intentionally or by accident. And we now know the name of the driver killed in an early morning crash in Oxon Hill over the weekend. Prince George's police arrived at the area of Indian Head Highway and Kirby Hill Road early Saturday morning for a single vehicle collision. Investigation shows that 31-year-old Patrick Williams Jr. was traveling northbound when his vehicle struck a protective barrier and hit Jersey walls. He was pronounced dead at the scene. And it was a cold case that eluded Prince George's police since March 3, 1979. That's when someone discovered the body of 31-year-old Catherine Donahue of Arlington, Virginia, in a parking lot on the 8400 block of Hamlin Street in Glenarden. She had been raped and murdered. Today, at a news conference, police announced a long-awaited breakthrough in the case, the arrest of a suspect, 82-year-old Roger Zotis Brown, who was taken into custody at his North Carolina home last week. Brown was living in Hyattsville in 1979. Investigators say genetic genealogy led to the suspect.
Investigative genetic genealogy combines unknown crime scene DNA with genealogy research and historical records to generate a lead. investigators use publicly accessible databases for information to narrow down people who could potentially be the suspect based on their genetic relationship. Only then do we see comparison between the potential suspect's DNA and the crime scene DNA.
And finally, with the help of law enforcement in North Carolina, the work of the FBI, and our cold case homicide unit, we were able to put it together.
Brown, who served 11 years for an armed robbery in Queens, New York, is awaiting extradition to Prince George's, where he'll face murder and rape charges. And a dog is being checked for rabies after biting a 4-year-old in Bel Air last week. The child was treated at a local hospital for their injuries. However, no charges are expected to be filed. According to the Harford County Sheriff's Office, the child went to pet the German Shepherd mix with permission from the owner. Then the dog, who was on a leash, attacked the child. And Towson University is being investigated for racial discrimination as the U.S. Department of Education cracks down on DEI programs. The Education Department says Towson University and more than 40 other colleges are under investigation for allegedly engaging in race exclusionary practices. That's related to the school partnering with an organization called the PhD Project, which says it encourages and supports historically underrepresented candidates on their journey to getting a PhD. A Towson University spokesperson said it is reviewing the notice of investigation. And the Prince George's County School System is saying thank you to more than 100 community partners today. The recognition occurred during the district's annual partnership breakfast in College Park, and CTV's Katara Jones was at the event and has everything you need to know.
That's right. Well, today here in College Park, the Prince George's County School District is recognizing its community partners and the critical work that they do to support its school community.
There's so many people in our community doing really amazing work, and to be one of those recognized, it means a lot.
The Prince George's County School System hosted its annual partnership breakfast today. The event acknowledges the work that is more than 150 community partners do daily for the school system.
They are such a viable part of coming beside us and partnering with us. They help in so many different ways, from tutoring to mentoring to supplying school supplies, backpacks, you name it, they do it.
PGCPS gave out awards recognizing some of its partners, including the District Partner of the Year Award and Partnership of the Year Award. The organization Brighter Bites, which provides fresh fruit and vegetables to 9 schools in the county, received the MOU Partner of the Year Award.
Every day I see impact, direct impact, and we want to be there. We're with them. We build a community is what we're really trying to accomplish with these school partnerships. And just the joy of a child picking up a fruit or vegetable for the first time that they've never experienced before, and that they're excited, that they're telling their parents, please, let's go get this fruit and vegetable. I can show you how to prepare it. I can tell you where it comes from because my teacher talked with us about that today at school. We're building these habits and this knowledge and information that's going to last them a lifetime, honestly.
Superintendent Millard House says the school district's community partners fill in the gap where federal, state, and local dollars stop. Katara Jones, CTV News.
Thanks, Katara. And the Maryland Center for Collegiate Financial Wellness recently took home the award for Outstanding Organization at the 12th Annual Maryland Financial Education and Capability Awards. The awards highlight the success of public school teachers, community champions, and outstanding organizations who deliver financial education. CTV's Sierra Jackson spoke with the organization's leader to find out what this award means and how they teach financial education to those in the county and beyond.
I know what it feels like to be burdened with debt, and so to have that burden lifted, one educator or one law enforcement officer at a time, it just gives me a little bit of joy every time I see one of those congratulations letters that they've been approved.
Meet Dr. Tisa Silver-Kennedy. She's the woman behind the Maryland Center for Collegiate Financial Wellness.
I worked at the University of Maryland, Baltimore in financial aid, and part of my job was to advise people who had 6 figures worth of student loan debt on a personalized strategy for repayment. And the more I worked with these 6-figure borrowers, I thought, everyone should have access to help like that. But also it's important to help people who are on the front end before they borrow so much that they need to sit down and figure out a strategy with me. So I went about doing some research on financial education around the state of Maryland, along with the Cash Campaign of Maryland, and we found that there was a huge gap, and that gap in services is what led me to create the Maryland Center for Collegiate Financial Wellness.
The center was recently awarded Outstanding Organization at the 12th Annual Maryland Financial Education and Capability Awards.
It feels great. It's one of those things that you don't do it for the recognition. So when it comes, it's like, wow, somebody saw that. Or this is, it's like a concrete proof that, yes, you made a difference. You helped somebody, and that's the most important thing. And coming from Cash, MCEE, and the Maryland State Department of Education, that just makes it even sweeter because these are my peers. We've grown together, and it's just awesome to see the difference that we made.
There was so many things that they've been providing and working on that made them such an outstanding organization for this award, such as they have loan clinics on campus. Again, they're doing the one-on-one coaching. They're targeting adults and current students and advising and helping them decide what to do about borrowing before they borrow. Once people have already borrowed, they're helping them with repayment options, default prevention, loan forgiveness strategies. And what's really impressive is that they have guided clients to over $20 million in public student loan forgiveness, many who are already burdened with their student loans, along with student loans for other family members. So it has been an incredible, valuable service that the center is providing across Maryland.
So what's next for the Maryland Center for Collegiate Wellness? Dr. Tisa says with the new administration threatening the Department of Education, the grind doesn't stop.
Wow, another $21 million in loan forgiveness would be great. But right now we are focused on putting together information and resources to help people manage the pace of change that's coming from the federal government. There's a lot going on with the Department of Education that will impact student loans and perhaps financial aid. And we just really want to help people kind of stay calm through that process, but also be 100% aware about what's happening and how that will affect them.
Congratulations to Dr. Tisa and the MCCFW on your outstanding achievements. Sierra Jackson, CTV News.
Thanks, Sierra. And for more information on the Maryland Center for Collegiate Financial Wellness, visit mccfw.org. And still to come, a local D9 sorority is being celebrated by the County Council. Find out why after the break.
We wanted to encourage.
But women with disabilities last.
During a military exercise, we crashed and I broke my neck.
When I was in the Air Force, an accident changed my life. I couldn't have imagined the injustices I would face.
Every day, women like me go to the doctor for annual checkups for conditions like breast cancer. Early detection saved my life. But women with disabilities face a cruel reality: inaccessible medical facilities and equipment.
In the 25 years since my injury, I have not seen a gynecologist. There's not one accessible OBGYN in my community.
I found lumps in my breast. I went to a doctor's office I was told was accessible, but when I got there, I couldn't get through the front door.
I don't know where I'd be today without access to testing. Our veterans deserve better. Help PVA fight for access at pva.org.
If words were enough, I would help you bear your burden. I would watch each child of yours grow strong and true. Teach them to read and to write and to sing, so that their voices be forgotten nevermore. If words were enough, I would sate your hunger, and you would know you are my sister, my brother, my child. If words were enough.
It's so hard to predict a sick kid who just keeps getting sicker, but we needed to be together as a family. My family is my entire life. My family means the world to me.
When we're together and we have support from Ronald McDonald House, we can be a little stronger. They provide food and a place to rest your head, and they will help you through every step. That's what gets you through every day when you don't know how else you're gonna make it.
It makes you feel like you're not alone.
Well, today the county council room was transformed into a sea of pink and green as the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated gathered to celebrate their contributions to the county and community. Council members Wanika Fisher and Ingrid Watson hosted the event.
We wanted to encourage local level participation and have our sorority sisters come out, engage, and participate, and understand how important it is to advocate at the local level.
It's important they know what's going on around them, so it means so much, and I think it warms both of our hearts to see them come to work with us today and really get engaged.
And the Prince George's County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is kicking off its HBCU tour next month. The chapter has been hosting HBCU tours for more than 30 years, visiting different colleges each year. This spring, the one-day tour will head to the University of Maryland Eastern Shore and Delaware State University. We spoke to the HBCU chair, Sharon Bryant, on the importance of having these tours.
We want to expose students as early as 9th grade, as late as 12th grade. We take all high school students in the area to experience the HBCUs, and it's a full tour of the campus. Historically, Black colleges and universities are there. It's our history. They have such a very rich history and life-changing experiences for so many people of color. And we would just love to continue to have HBCUs alive and thriving forever and ever, because they're so important to us, and they're important to us as a people and our culture.
The deadline for students to apply is March 29th, but for more information on the tour or the chapter, visit the website on your screen. And if you're a high school senior who needs help getting ready for prom, Seat Pleasant Police is here to help. The department is looking to help sponsor one lucky high school senior girl with all of her prom needs. Applicants must send in a little bit about yourself, live in Seat Pleasant, and have good attendance and grades in school. For more information on how you can get some prom assistance, call Detective Richardson at 240-716-0953. Well, some good egg news before Easter. Wholesale egg prices have fallen more than 40% since the end of February. According to Expana, which tracks agricultural prices, wholesale prices dropped to $4.83 per dozen from their peak of $8.58 per dozen since the last week of February. In-store prices still haven't dropped quite that low. Prices had surged after a deadly outbreak of bird flu, which resulted in the killing of millions of egg-laying chickens and crimped egg supply. And it is now the end of an era. Forever 21 will be closing all of its U.S. stores as they're filing for bankruptcy a second time. The stores and website have begun their final sales. The company previously filed for bankruptcy in 2019 and says rising costs, economic challenges, and competition from foreign fast fashion companies have been a consistent problem. Forever 21 has 6 locations in Maryland. And Simon Buggs is here with our Tuesday Sports page.
Don't go anywhere, guys, because coming right up, newly acquired Commanders left tackle Laramie Tunsil speaks on the type of impact he hopes to have on the team in 2025. Stay right there.
You've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. You have to carefully monitor your health for the rest of your life, and you have an increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease.
Cut. Type 2, take 2.
Action. You've been diagnosed with a new purpose, to fight for the amazing life you made for yourself, to look that risk of heart disease square in the face and say, no, not me. You've been given a new opportunity to live. Get started at NoDiabetesByHeart.org.
When I found out my son was using marijuana, I thought it was just part of adolescence.
Lots of teens and young people get high.
But then I found out how powerful today's concentrates are.
I couldn't believe it.
It's far more powerful than weed from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
When teens use vapes or dabs, the potency can be 80 to 100% THC.
THC can cause addiction, hallucinations, paranoia, anxiety, and cannabis-induced psychosis in youth.
For teens and young adults, marijuana use comes with increased risks
of suicidal thoughts, planning, and attempts.
And these high THC products can be bought almost anywhere.
From gas stations to dispensaries, I had no idea.
Talk to your children well before they experiment with today's potent THC products.
Get educated.
Help them understand the dangers are real.
Just Say No, KNOW. Go to justsayno.org today for the facts.
Okay, everybody, it's time for your Tuesday sports page. We start with some news from the NFL world as my Washington Commanders shored up the O-line as the team recently traded for star left tackle Laremy Tunsil recently. The five-time Pro Bowler spent the last 6 seasons with the Houston Texans before coming to D.C., and he will now be charged with protecting quarterback Jaden Daniels' blind side. The 30-year-old spoke yesterday, and he believes he will have a lasting impact on his new team.
Honestly, I think I can make a huge impact. Just talking from a player standpoint, what I bring to the table, pass protector, a damn good run blocker, a leader. You know, I can be a mentor to young guys in the O-line room, D-line room, doesn't matter, any position group. I think I can make a huge impact quickly, honestly. You know, in my opinion, I think they traded for me for that reason, just to make a huge impact on the team. So, you know, I'm down to do whatever they want me to do.
Man, I can't wait to see what he does in the burgundy and gold. Meantime, it has been a magical season for the Terps men's basketball team. Maryland finished the regular season with a 25-8 record and booked a trip to the March Madness tournament for the second time in 3 seasons. This is a complete 180 from a season ago where the team finished below 500 and missed out on the tournament. And head coach Kevin Willard revealed what his message was to his team when they found out they'll be playing in late March.
I told them 2 things. I said I was extremely proud of them to come together in this era with the portal, having only technically 1 starter back, adding a freshman, Rodney, who hadn't played in a year, Jacoby coming up, a big Selton. I told them I was extremely proud of the way they come, and I told them to enjoy it.
And the team will take the court against Grand Canyon University in the opening round of the tournament on Friday at 4:35. And the Lady Terps basketball team will also be taking the court in the March Madness tournament. Head coach Brendan Freese and company will host Norfolk State at the Xfinity Center on Saturday to begin their national championship run. For players like transfer guard Kayleen Smichael, it will be her first time playing in the March Madness tournament. And the New York native touched on how she's feeling going into her first game.
I'm actually really excited. I know this is like a big time, and I've always watched it on TV the 2 years that I wasn't able to make it, so I feel like it's a blessing. And also being here to do it at Maryland, such great staff, teammates, is just like, I feel like this is where I want my first time in March to be.
And sticking with Terp sports news, the baseball team took the dominant a little while ago against Georgetown. And be sure to tune in tomorrow, baseball fans, as there will be some highlights from the game that you're going to want to see. And to wrap up sports, Capital star Alexander Ovechkin will look to get one step closer to breaking Wayne Gretzky's record for the most goals scored all time when the team takes to ice against the Detroit Red Wings tonight at 7 o'clock. And the Washington Wizards fell to the Portland Trail Blazers yesterday, 112-97. They'll continue their Western Conference road trip when they face off against the Utah Jazz next tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Back to you, Mariah.
Thanks, Simon. Now let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be clear with calm winds. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 71. Thursday will have a high of 69, but we have an 80% chance of rain. Friday, it's going to be sunny with a high of 54 and low of 39. And for our community calendar, tomorrow afternoon, the Oxon Hill Branch Library is hosting a Women's History Month film screening of Betty and Coretta. The film tells the stories of the widows of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X as they carry on after the assassinations of their husbands. The film starts at 1 p.m. For more information, contact 240-455-5451. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.